Welcome to Wanna Be a Pro Wrestler. Me too. My name is Nikki Heat, and here we believe in you and your ability to become better pro wrestlers. So maybe you are about to take your first steps into a pro wrestling ring, or you're fantasizing of becoming a pro wrestler. Either way, we're here to teach you on how to become a better pro wrestler quicker. Today we discuss the physicality of what it takes to truly become a pro wrestler. Training to become a pro wrestler was like a dream come true for me. But when I opened my eyes after the first day of my pro wrestling training, I was more sore than I had ever been. I couldn't lift my arms over my head. I couldn't walk to the bathroom. I had to take steps even a baby would laugh at. But it was all worth it. I was only 23 and I was working at Panda Express, and I was living my life as if I were waiting for something to happen. And this was it. I didn't have much experience working out, and I never played any sport. I didn't really melt, if you know what I mean, with the alpha male type. But I knew my dream of becoming a pro wrestler required getting in shape and eating healthily. I weighed about 210 pounds with pretty much no muscle more than what I needed to live my day-to-day, so I was pretty much skinny fat. I didn't look bad, but I wasn't where I should be. If this is your situation, it actually isn't a terrible thing. It's going to allow you to have a pretty awesome before and after Insta post. How is your physique? It's time to be fully honest. We would only be lying to ourselves at this point, so let's become better pro wrestlers together. Now let's discuss the physicality of stepping inside the squared circle to begin your training to become a pro wrestler. Warm-up. Usually this is stretching, squats, jogging around the facility, some push-ups, an ab exercise or two, burpees, along those lines of things. Once that's completed, your trainer will line everyone up and demonstrate several variations of rolls, which is referred to as tumbling. And tumbling is a major aspect of pro wrestling. Once you learn more of the basics of pro wrestling, this will transform into more pro wrestling inspired warm-ups. Once everyone is pretty much blown up, the fun begins. One of the trainers I actually worked with is named Sharkey, and he's known as the trainer of champions. He would always say, I'm going to blow you up, then I'm going to teach you. The first thing your trainer should acknowledge is that this is not a competition. Yeah, it's not a race to see who can learn what first. Yeah, it's great to be able to say you're a quick learner, but if we get in too over our heads and go more quickly than we need to, we begin to make mistakes. We step with our head down, we break teeth, we miscue a bump, and both guys crash into each other. The best way to impress your coaches is to take this slow and steady to ensure safety. I attended a seminar with five-time world champion Booker T, and the lesson he taught us was the first lesson in pro wrestling is safety first. It doesn't matter how great you did the night before if you can't go home to your family the next day and you can't perform the next day as well. The essential basic movements of learning pro wrestling are lockup, headlock, wrist lock, hammer lock, and running the ropes. I've heard of old school guys claiming you wouldn't run the ropes until 6 months in, but that hasn't been my experience in either of my training. And the best one, bumping. There are a few types of bumps we take in pro wrestling: flat back bumps, flip bumps, and front bumps. Every major move taught in pro wrestling is usually going to require knowing how best to take these bumps. Once you've learned the movements, you'll be taught the moves that traditionally taught to beginners. No, not choke slams and super kicks. More along the lines of arm drag, hip toss, body slam, clothesline, drop kicks. Some may include several more than this, but I think it's fair to follow the philosophy of less is more. Once we master each level of pro wrestling, we can begin to add other concepts such as selling, psychology, and character. If you're interested in these topics, I'm already developing a playlist on pro wrestling psychology on YouTube. Should be up in the corner somewhere usually. Throughout your training, you should also be going to the gym 3 to 5 times a week to maximize your potential growth of becoming a pro wrestler. Develop a plan with your trainers and stick to it. Long-term consistency is very important. In addition to working out, going to every camp and eating a nutritional diet, since your body is breaking down and getting sore from wrestling and working out, you'll need a substantial meal plan. The next video I'm going to be posting is the 5 do's and don'ts of your first day of pro wrestling training. And in case you forgot, my name is Nikki Heat, and I'm here to help you guys become better pro wrestlers quicker. And if you guys want to reach out to me across any social media, I'm here for you. I'll see you in the heat.